Synchronic, I saw a couple weeks ago in theaters. I believe it still is in theaters, at least near me. And it stars Jamie Dornan and, of course, Anthony Mackie. These are two New Orleans paramedics that are going through a lot of personal turmoil. Whilst at the same time, during their jobs, they feature a bunch of series of horrific events that occur. This was a film that I'm not going to lie, it wasn't on my radar at all. I wanted to go to the movies after having not seen a movie like in a month in theaters. That's mostly due to I've just been filming my sophomore film. But anyways, I had no idea what Synchronic was about. All I knew was that it was a horror film, which I found out it really wasn't while watching it. It starts out as one genre and then it turns into another. So I was surprised to see that these two leads were in it, and especially surprised that they worked really well together. I mean, holy cow. Jamie Dornan and Anthony Mackie had amazing chemistry together. They were great. They really felt like they were two people that had been friends for a long time, which obviously if you've seen the movie, you know that that's supposed to be the case, so it really worked. But more importantly, I think that they were really able to hit the dramatic beats as well as the comedic beats that these characters were going for. So I think that these actors really were well matched. I think that the filmmakers should really be, applauding themselves for being able to cast these two in such a unique role for both of these individuals. We've seen Jamie Dornan in the 50 Shades movies, and we've seen Anthony Mackie in like the Marvel movies, and these roles for these two are so different, which I really liked. That means that they're trying not to be typecast, which is cool. Anyways, I also liked the way that this movie was shot for the most part. I think for the most part, the cinematography is good. I liked the green hues that were utilized. I think that this was shot on film, which is pretty cool. Don't quote me though. I like the shot compositions. I think that it's overall a very good, movie in terms of the way it was shot. The score is solid. I don't really remember too much, but I remember during certain moments finding it to be really engaging. And the production design. Production design, this is a low budget movie, but it doesn't really feel low budget for a lot of things. So props to the production design for making it seem more, more high budget than it actually is. But overall, I'm not gonna lie. I think that this movie was okay. There's a growing sense of mystery, a growing sense of like feeling, well worn that you're in this world. You feel like you're absorbed in this city that these characters are in. But I got less immersed as the film progressed, and actually I kind of checked out by the end. And I think that's because it turns into a different genre, as I mentioned earlier. And that genre, I'm not going to spoil, but that genre I like, but I just kind of felt like when it turned into that genre, it just kind of delved into a bunch of cliches. And I know everyone's mileage on cliches are going to be different, but for myself, a lot of the cliches that this movie kind of followed, I just wasn't about. A lot of the things that they did with the characters in the second half, I just wasn't 100% about. And I think that overall, the way that certain characters ended their arcs, I just don't know, man. There were also some plot conveniences that, again, your mileage will range, from person to person. But for me, it just wasn't something I could fully accept. Do I know some people that really like this movie? Yeah, I actually have two friends that really like this movie. But I couldn't get past these issues. And I think that's something that, for me, it's not just those. It's also the fact that pacing-wise and tone-wise, it kind of got bumpy as the film progressed. I really thought that the tone kind of felt like it was dragging itself in two different directions with what it was going for in terms of genres. Because as I mentioned, it turns into a different genre, but it also is trying to hold together that genre that it was the first half. And that's something that, again, it's hard to balance. It really is hard to balance genres, especially when you're meshing two genres that might clash in some instances. But, again, it's not a bad movie. Was I underwhelmed by the end? Yeah, I was, especially with the ending, with the way everything kind of wrapped up. But I am not going to sit here and say that this is a bad movie. It's not. It has great chemistry. The filmmaking is spot on. It's just certain things that went on that I just couldn't really fully accept due to the cliched and plot convenient nature of it. But overall, if you like Synchronic, that's absolutely okay. But for myself, I'll be giving it a 3 out of 5 star ratings, which if it was like a hot sauce rating, gets the good old Frank's Red Hot Sauce. So, yeah, not a bad movie. I mean, who knows? Maybe in a couple months from now, I'll probably give it like a 2.5 out of 5. But for now, I'm being generous. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. So, but guys, Synchronic, what did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.